Welcome to Narrow Ground Entertainment. I'm Steve the Unimpressed, and this is Steve Solo's Minecraft episode 30. We've been in this world for quite a while now, as it turns out. What I'm looking at here in the distance is extremely dangerous to us now. That is a pillager patrol. Those used to appear fairly regularly over in these woods behind me, and I've been a little bit nervous that one would appear there now. Fortunately, it looks like they, maybe spawned over here next to the cow farm and decided to swim out to sea. These guys are dangerous to us now, much more than they were before, because of our villagers. If I attack this patrol now, the way the raid mechanic works, if I kill that guy with the banner, I'm not sure whether or not our villagers over here count as a village, and they probably do. And if they do count as a village, and I kill that guy with the banner, it will immediately start a raid in our bay area, which is not a thing that I want. So I'm going to carefully avoid those guys right now. By now we're all familiar with the fact that I generally have fairly limited time to record, and this weekend is no exception. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do in this episode. The thought crossed my mind that I should start working on this big tree that I want to replace this house as my base of operations in the long term. I have talked about building that in past episodes, but have never really made a start on it beyond digging out some of the sand. So I was thinking about getting to work on that in this episode, and then a little voice in my head said, "What, are you nuts? You already have like half a dozen half-finished projects that you intend to work on off-camera, and you never do." And I could not help but admit that what I was saying to myself was completely accurate. I have a bunch of projects that are only partly finished. The villager house is one, terraforming under the villager house is another. I'm working on breeding llamas, and my spruce tree farming has been going on at the same time. So maybe it's best to leave that alone for now. And instead, in this episode, I think what I'm going to try to do is finish up some of these projects. I may try to terraform under that house, and I certainly want to finish that house. We see one of our villagers walking around there. I believe that's Albert. I can see a book on his head, so it must be Albert. First, I will come over to where the llamas are and talk a little bit more thoroughly about breeding llamas. I did look up the breeding tables for llamas on the wiki, and I found out from that, which I had already kind of known this but had forgotten it, the strength stat of an offspring llama is based on only the stronger of the two parents. So I have now used carpets to color code what the strength of these llamas is. The red carpet is the 9 inventory slot llamas. The white is the 3 inventory slot llamas. Oops, I did not mean to jump on. There we go. And I have a magenta one over here somewhere, which is 2. Or not 2, but 6. 2 rows of inventory. And that is the strength amounts listed on the wiki are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So perhaps I should use that instead of trying to designate the exact number of inventory slots. These that have no chest and no carpet on them are the ones that I have not yet tamed, because last time I was standing here, it was still a baby llama. It had not grown up yet. So I may try to tame a couple of those quick and see what we got from those. When you breed the llamas, there is the possibility of getting a very small chance that you will get a 1-step increase over the strength of the stronger parent. So since I have a strength 3 llama, when I breed it, there is a chance that I will get a strength 4 llama. It's a very small chance. It's 1%. Once I get a strength 4 llama, the odds of it producing an offspring of strength 5 is about 0.75%. So I'm going to be breeding a lot of llamas if I want to get strength 5 llamas. That's going to take a while. If you have a strength 4 or strength 5, you have something more like a 20 or... I think it's a 20 or 25% chance of breeding one of the same strength. Let me wait until I can skip the night here, and I will double check that over on the wiki. Okay, night gone. Now let me just open my inventory so that it won't pause the game when I change windows. Yes, the odds of a strength 4 llama producing an offspring of that is also strength 4 is 25%. The odds of a strength 5 llama producing an offspring of strength 5 is, well, about 20.6%. I don't know how they got those numbers, but I do not crunch that. I do not do that much math. I am not the number cruncher guy. Somebody made a spreadsheet, I'm sure. My intention with this enclosure here is to get these, and llamas are fairly difficult to manage when you're trying to separate them, since as soon as you put one on a lead, others want to follow it. It's actually kind of hard to get the specific ones you want into the specific pens you want them in. My intention is to get to the point where I have, I think, 10 breeding pairs so that I can breed 10 offspring at a time. And I will start with strength 3, at least one of the llamas being strength 3 for each pair, and then slowly eliminate the lower strength llamas as I go along. Once I have 10 breeding pairs, I will start killing off the excess llamas because they're just taking up the mob cap at that point. They do produce leather, and you do get the carpet and the chest back. So, those will become recyclable, so to speak. That is not the project that I'm going to tackle first, though. First, I'm going to tackle the villager house. Let's get that finished up before we start worrying too much about llamas. Now that I've explained how it works, I feel a little bit better. I felt like I had kind of left you guys hanging in the last episode and not really done a good job of explaining how things worked there. While I was breeding my 2 llamas into the 20 or so that I have over there now, I was also farming some dark oak wood, so I have a couple more stacks of that to work with right now. The other material that I need more of to finish this place is white wool. So I am going to run over to the village, where my sheep are enclosed, and see if I can gather some more of that. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to need. Can I get a rough guess? It's probably not a ton. I would think I would have enough if I came back with 2 stacks. So I will come back with 2 stacks, even if I have to run around manually shearing individual sheep that aren't in my little automatic system, and gather that, and pick up some dark oak, and then come back to finish this place. Oh, hey, there's another cat here. Let's grab some salmon and see if we can tame him. That's an unusual pattern. I'm not sure which one that is. That must be tuxedo. Hey, there we go. I had already tamed another one here off camera, and I'm honestly not sure whether I'll use this clip or not, but we are now up to 3 cats. Only one of them has a name, because I don't have that many name tags, and the name tags that I do have I need to save for villagers. Not a lot of wool. I must have been out of load distance for this place, which means I'm going to have to do this manually, or a lot of it manually. So if I do use this clip at all, it's going to be cutting out right about here while I go fetch some shears and start shearing some sheep myself. Oh, well, you look at that. Got a zombie farmer. Or a fisherman? I think that's a zombie fisherman. Zombie villager of some strain. we're going to have to catch him. Arr. Did I bring any blocks that aren't wool? Yes, I brought some spruce logs. That'll do. I'm going to have to kill this spider, though. Or get killed by it, I suppose. Nope, we'll go with killing it. Although, before we try and catch this guy, let's see if he can pick anything up. No, he can't. Which means if I catch him, I'm going to have to go and fish up a name tag for him. Alright. Crap. Yep, I was afraid of that. You die. Ah. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Well, these things happen. That zombie villager definitely won't be there anymore. My stuff still should be, though. Alright, let's put the armor back on. Did I get everything? Yeah, I've got my sword, I've got my bow, I've got both pickaxes, shovel and axe. I think that's all of it. I'm not going to bother trying to fill these in because when I don't skip nights, I tend to like to fight monsters out in some patch of plains, and I think the little bit of plain here between my base over there and Tree Dweller Ridge over here is kind of perfect for that. So I'm not going to bother fixing the holes that are made over here. Honestly, what I maybe should have done, if I wanted to try and capture that zombie villager, would have been let it into the village. And capture it in the village so that I didn't have to deal with other monsters trying to kill me in the meantime. The reason I didn't do that is I have been playing on normal difficulty. On normal difficulty, if a zombie attacks actual villagers, there is about a 50-50 chance it will turn them into zombie villagers, and either it'll turn them into zombie villagers or they'll die. I should possibly consider changing my difficulty to hard, because even though it makes fighting the monsters a little more difficult, it's not that much more difficult, and if a zombie attacks a villager and kills it, it 100% will turn into a zombie villager. Which means that I can just come back later and cure it, as long as I make sure it doesn't burn to death in the sun. Here's another zombie villager, which I think I am going to try to capture. But I'm going to lead it back to the bay. If I capture it, I'll capture it there. That is, after all, where my villagers are supposed to be kept. Let's see, can you pick up things? No. It cannot pick up things, so I either need to cure it immediately or name tag it. It's not allowed. No, I don't want you to. Feed it. There we go. That worked. Okay. Now I'm going to go get some potions and stuff to cure this guy, because I need that wool back. Now that I'm back and with the appropriate materials, I am going to continue working on this place, and we will see how much further we get and whether or not we actually need to go and get back that wool that we left encasing that zombie. It seems like we may very well get away without it. However, I'm not going to place any large bets on that just yet. Looks like I did bring back enough wool without the wool encasing the new villager down there. Looks like that thing is cured, unless it despawned because I went too far away. It's also a possibility. Either way, I won't need that wool to fix this little last hole in the wall here. And as long as I'm up on the roof, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off with a half slab cap. Or a slab cap? Yeah. It's not a half slab, it's just a slab. Whatever it is, I'm finishing it. There. I'm going to jump down. Ouch. I mean, I knew that wasn't the best decision when I did it, so I probably shouldn't complain. Where's my shovel? There it is. Now, how to get into the upper level of this place is going to be a little more interesting, because I still haven't built any stairs. And I don't necessarily anticipate doing so. I might try in at least one of these lower chambers. I'm not sure if the villagers will try to use them or not. I guess we'll find out eventually. Still, let's take this wool and finish up this last patch here. There. Alright, construction stuff removed. Now, let's see let's build some stairs in this back corner here. Alright, there. I built a staircase in the center unit, and now we will be able to find out whether or not the villagers can use those at all in the first place, and I'll be able to stop building dirt towers in order to get into this thing. Let's go back to the house. Well, let's replace that divot first. There. Let's go back to the house and get some glass panes and check on this thing. That's a villager now. So we should probably also get rid of the knight and find a way to lead that villager over into the villager housing. In order to relocate this zombie, I'm going to use a dirt path alongside the bridge, since we've kind of discovered that villagers don't do well with that bridge, which is kind of okay. I'm going to use some dirt and some fences to get this villager over to this side of the river and up into the house. My temporary pathway is finished, so let's let this villager out and see if we can get it to follow us. It actually is kind of following. Not entirely, but I ran out of fences. I have moved some of those, so I need to be kind of careful here. I don't want this villager to escape into the world at large. Let's see if I can just... There. Can't climb that. I can cut down some fences and I'll have some spare fences. I used up a lot, or I took a lot of the fences I had the last time over to the llama enclosure, which means they're not available to do things with villagers anymore. Yes, yes, go that way. That'll do for now. Oh wait, he can get back over that, and I can't. Guess that'll have to do. I'm gonna have to cut that fence out. There we go. No, go up the hill. Go on. Uh-oh. I'm not sure if the villager can get through that gap also. If it can, that's going to be trouble. Maybe if I go this way, it'll follow. apparently it actually will. That's interesting. It's just kind of following me around. Okay. That wasn't... I wasn't trying to trade with you, actually. There you go. No. Keep going that way. Perfect. Now there are 5 villagers in this house. And I can cut down all these fences again. That's going to take a while. I might put that off. Now, the last thing I need to do in this house is get some glass panes into these windows. That way villagers won't fall out of them, and also, you know, it looks a little more complete that way. There. Glass panes are in. This place is more or less complete. I probably should go get some lanterns and hang them in here instead of just relying on torches, but other than that, this place is done. I finally finished a project. It's been a while since that happened. I have been recording for over an hour now, so I'm not going to do too much more. I think I may venture back over to the llama enclosure after clearing my inventory of some of the extra things that have been in it. I'll have to clean all that mess up later. And I will tame at least one of those llamas, maybe the rest of the ones that I have yet to tame. And we'll see what result we got for them. How strong those particular llamas are. Here are our llamas. Looks like I have, I think, 2 or 3 in here, maybe 4, that I have yet to tame. So let me make some chests. I might already have a couple in here. 1. Oh, and I didn't bring any wood with me. Oops. Well, that's okay. That's easily remedied. I'll just take a chunk out of this tree. Easiest way to cut down these taller 2x2 trees is just to kind of spiral staircase your way up until you get the entirety of the trunk. And then cut the last few blocks out on your way down. Like this. I did sort of forget that growing those 2x2 spruce trees puts pods all everywhere. But I guess that really can't be helped. I have run out of red carpet for now, and I'm out of red flowers over here to make the dye. So if I get any that are strength 3 in this group, I will have to make some more of that. Right. Can't climb onto the back of the llama with an axe in your hand. It has to be an empty hand. And you just keep doing this until, like with taming any animal, you get heart particles. Eventually it will not kick you off. There we go. And once that's done, stick a chest on it, and let's see how strong it is. Strength 1, so you get a white carpet. How about this one? There go the hearts. Chest. 2. You get the magenta carpet. Three. So this one needs a red carpet. And since I don't have one, I'll just leave it in this enclosure. And I will know when I come back. And another 3. Which is good. The 3s, I want as many 3s as I can get right now for breeding. Would have been better to get a 4, but there's only a 1% chance of that, so I'm going to have to breed quite a few llamas before I get that. I will come back and deal with these guys off camera, but for now I'm just going to put some of this excess stuff away. I'm actually going to grab these chainmail pieces out of here, take them back to base. And with that, I think I will call it an episode. Very soon, this llama breeding enclosure is going to impinge even more on my tree farm, but that will probably only be temporary until I get the kind of llamas that I need. And then I will reduce the number of llamas that I have, because, frankly, I already have more than I would ever use. That is a different day's problem, though. My cat wants my attention. My villager house is completed. Just need to do a little terraforming underneath it. And hopefully, between this episode and the next, I will actually have time to work on some of the projects that I say are going to be off camera, and then never get done. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel to see more content from me, and if you'd like to help my channel grow, please share it with your friends. Goodbye, and God bless.